Hi guys, and welcome to Currency Converter developed using Python with Tkinter. So let me show you guys how this works. Supposing I change the name of this. There we go, and let's change that to Europe. I think this is Iran. Let's change it to Nigeria currency. There we go. So what I'm going to do now, guys, I'm going to exit out and let's start a new project entirely. First of all, let's import Tkinter as details. Next, I will say from Tkinter, let's import TTK. Then import request. And I'm going to also import Tkinter as font as well. Let's copy that and just paste that in there. Import Tkinter.font as TK font. There we go. Next, I'm going to let's enter a speech mark in there. Let's say this function is going to be for us to fetch the exchange rate. So I'm just going to use the URL for the exchange rate. So let's play a function in here. Say get underscore exchange rate. So that's the name of that. Let's join this together. Exchange rate, and that is going to be, let's say, from currency underscore currency, comma, then we say to currency as well. That's my argument. Next, I'm going to enter the URL, and that is going to be equals the following. Let's get the URL, format that, and enter the speech mark, and in here I'm going to enter my URL. That is the URL. I want you to get the recent one. And I'm also going to add whatever I get into or whatever I enter there from currency. I'm going to add that as well using brackets. Notice that. So whatever I enter to be converted with the URL. Okay, now the next thing is I'm going to create another variable here. I will call that, look at this is from URL. Next is going to be, let's say, response, and that is going to be equals request dot get the URL. So that's going to be the name of my where I will get my URL from. Next is going to be the, let's say, data, that is going to be equals response dot JSON, and let's get it to return data. So that's going to be the rate. We can say dot get to currency. Right there, comma, none. There we go. So that's where I'll be getting all of the exchange rate from. Okay. So next, before I go any further, let me just create my window. So the window is going to be equals root, that's tk dot tk. And next, let's give a title, root dot title, and that's going to be currency converter. Yeah, that will do. Currency converter. Yeah, that's fine. Next, the roots. Let's give it a geometry. I'm just going to make that about maybe 1,000 plus. Let's say geometry, and that's going to be, let's say 1,000 by 600. Yeah, that'll do. For my drop down, the names or the currency of each country I intend to use, I'm going to just make up something here. I'll call that currency. Okay, so it's going to be in form of the list that we get hold of all the currency I intend to that I'll be using. You can always add as many as you want. So I'm going to say equals the first one. Maybe we should go for, I'm going to go for Great Britain, GBP, British pounds. Then comma, let's go for EU, European Union, comma, I'm going to go for Nigeria, yeah, comma, then we go for, I think, Australia, um, Japan, yeah, why not? I think that's Japan, and we have about 5. You can always get some more from the exchange rate website. Okay, so let me look for this website. Let's look for the website. Okay, look at that. Gambia is GMD. So let's come in here, comma, GMD. That should be in the quotes. Right. Let's go back in there and get some more. Next, I'm going to go for Angola A0. Yeah. Then now, I think people use US, so let's enter United States dollar as well. Hey, what about Canada? Let me look for Canada. Okay, I found Canadian dollar. It is CAD. There we go. So that will do. You can add as many countries as you want. This is the, if you enter this abbreviation, this website actually will recognize the country's currency. Okay, that's fine. Now, before I go any further, I'm going to my UI element. So let's see, which country should I use as my, let's say from currency variable. Okay, let's grab all of these. Let's grab all of everything anyway. There's that in there. Let's enter variable in here. Very first one, which country would that be? And the second one, which one should appear? Then the next second one is, let's say variable as well. I'm going to be using a combo box, so that's what will appear in the combo box as the default currency. So let's say tk dot string variable, and that is going to be value. That will be, I'm going to make that Great Britain. There we go. There, Great Britain. Then the next value, we can make the next one. Let's make that Europe. Okay. Oh no. Maybe Gambia. Why not? So that's what you will see in the drop down, and at the Gambia, then you can select whichever country you want. Next, let's go to, let's create some widgets. So there's a title font. Okay, the title font in this case, I had to declare this because I'm going to need it to just draw an underline on my title. So that's why I'm creating this variable. You don't have to do that. So you'll see the two different ways around it anyway. So the next is going to be tk font.font, and that is going to be the family of, let's say, equals vertical. Yeah, I guess that spelling is right. Yeah, and so close it, comma, and the size is going to be 40. Yeah, that's not too much. Then the width, I want you to be bold, comma, and underline, make that equals 1. There we go. It's my font variable taken care of. Next, I'm going to create, let's say, ttk.label, and this very label is going to be a child of root, and this child of root is going to be display the following, and that should be currency converter. So grab that. So that's the label that will display that for me. There we go. Then is will be using this very currency, sorry, this very font variable that was declared. There, close that. Dots, grid, and that is going to be, that's going to be in position 0, and column is going to be 0, or let's say column 1. Yeah, not like it's going to be like in the middle or so, or in the center 1. Then get it padded. There should be a comment here, else there will be an error. I'll make that about 20. Okay, next, let's even round it up. Root equals main loop. Yeah, let me save this. Why save as? Yeah, I'm going to save it inside my currency calculator. Yeah, okay, and click on save. There we go. Okay, I'm going to try it out, but before then I can spot 2 errors. This should be font equals, meaning here it should be, there we go. So let's run it. This should just display currency converter. So run that. There we go. Look at that. So don't worry about getting it centered. I will use the other widget to get it centered. Okay, next I'm going to now create another one. So just copy this, copy, paste it right underneath here. That is going to be for the amount. The text that will be displayed will be amount. And the font, I'm going to change these fonts. Instead of using the previous one, I'm going to use another one. It's going to be a vertical as well. So grab all of this and paste it here. So I'm going to change the font size, comma, and let's make that about 30, comma, and make it bold. So that's now the way. Okay, if this is 0, I want this to be 1. Change this to 1. Okay, and this is going to be 0 then. Okay, if we run it, let's see how that's going to look like. Run. There we go. Look at that amount. Now, Next, underneath here, I'm going to create a widget. So I'm going to call that amounts entry. Amount underscore entry, and that is going to be equals ttk.entry. And this is going to take in the following. So grab hold of all of these. Copy, and this should be root there. I think that's we take care of that. Now I'm going to copy all of these here. Turn back and just paste that in here. And this will be 1. Let's run it and see. Run. There we go. And that. Next. Now I'm going to create a label for the indicator and combo box. So you guys know how to create a label now. I'm just going to copy this and just bang it underneath here and change it around. There we go. Let's move this down and change this label around. So here is going to be from the currency. So I can grab hold of the from here. From, maybe this uppercase. From currency. The same font size. And change this to 2. And this is going to be 0. Okay, let's say strictly equals west. Okay, that's good. Run. There should be a comma here. Run. There we go. Look at that. Now close that. Okay, I think I should say strictly west for this one as well. Grab hold of this. Where is it? This one. Just make it strictly west. Do that. Right there. Run. There we go. Done. Okay, now let's add a combo box underneath here. So I'm going to pull that combo box from currency. Yeah. Where is it? Grab all of that. Paste it right underneath here from currency underscore menu. And that will be equals ttk.combo bug. There. And it's inside root. Come out the font. Grab all of the font. Drop it there. Okay. We have the font. Now let's grab hold of, let's say, the text that will be in there. Do that. Text variable. Okay. And taking the value, comma, press enter. Let's come in here and just say value is going to be currency. Value equals currency. Delete all of this. That is that one. So let's run this up. Okay, close this door. Paste. And it's going to be, I'm going to grab hold of this grid. Paste. And this will be 2. The 2, 1. There. Okay, let me run it now. Run to try that out. There we go. Look at it. Britain, British pound sterling, and you can see the other currency. Brilliant. Now, I'm just going to copy this now. Copy everything here. Put it right down here for the next one. And this, I'll just change that to, and this will be true as well. This will be to the variable up here. This very one. Yeah, that's fine. And what else do I need to change? Yeah, I need to change the row. The row will be 3. This is 2, that's 3. No. Yeah, that's correct. This is 3 as well. I think that's it done. Run. Brilliant. See that? Gambia, Great Britain. Okay, now underneath here, let me add a button quick and that will be all. Then we'll take care of the functions. Now the button and where I will display my result. So let's say underneath here, we say the button, convert underscore button. That's going to be tk.button. That's going to be inside root. And this root is, say, you are clicking the following text. Paste that. So convert. Let's change that to convert. Okay, done. I'll grab hold of this font. Dump it right here. That will do for now. And close that and run this up. So it's going to be that will be 4. Take grab hold of that first. And this is 4 by 0. Yeah. Let's get it to span across. Here I'm just going to say column span equals 2. Yep. That is that done. And next is where I'll display my result. That's just a label. Grab all of the label here. Yeah, grab all of this one underneath here. Paste. And this label, maybe let's make it more clearer. I'm going to call it result underscore label. And that is going to be label. And label equals, it should be ttk.label. Okay. All right. So all that we need in here is just going to be the following. The text will be 0 because there's nothing going to be in there. The font, no, I don't want this font. I want this font. Paste that in here. And I think that's all there is to it. Let's bring this down here. Now I also want it to span 2 across. And this one is 4, this will be 5. Brilliant. This will be displaying the result of my currency conversion. Okay then, so let's run it. If it's spanning, let's make that 0. Okay, now let's run it and see. Though you won't be able to see this very label just yet. Only if I add in display currency or whatever. So then you see it underneath. See it? So I'm going to take that off anyway. Take off the display. So if I run it now, you won't see that. Hold on. So let's take care of the function. I think I'll just place the function right underneath here. Let's come right underneath here and say function. So it's going to be known as function currency, convert currency, and that is going to be, let's say, from. Okay, I'm going to grab all of these, paste that in there, use that as my variable. From, that's the variable, and get the value from this variable in here, get. So let's repeat the same thing for the other one. Copy, paste, and change this to, and this one to as well. Okay, so whatever is in here is stored in here and here. Okay, now let's use try cache or try in case if there's any error. Try, say amount, that is going to be equals float. We convert that to float. So what are we converting to float? We're actually converting amount underscore entry dot get. Okay, that's it. That's the amount I'm dealing with now. Yeah, it's correct. And next is if it's invalid, I want something to happen. Except value error, and I want that to yield the following result. So we say result.config. Grab all of that and bring that underneath here. Dot config, and that will be the following. Let's say text. Text that will be please enter a valid number. Okay, please enter a valid number. Let's just get it indented properly. Select it all. Hold on to Control A. Now underneath here, I am going to then say exchange rates equals get exchange rate from currency to currency. Here they are. Now, if exchange rates convert converted amount to, let's get it around, that to be amount, multiply that by exchange rates, comma 2 into 2 decimal place. Then next is the result.config. Let's grab all of these. Is that underneath here? Result.config. We just need to say amount. Let's enter all the necessary information for the amount. Save. And that is going to be amount. Do that in his coil and braces. Amount, we then say from currency. That's in the coil braces as well. and we say equals. That will be equals inverted amount to currency. Then that's it, done. Next, I'm going to use else. Else label. I want you to display the following as the result one. Is that there? And that will be invalid currency code or FAPI issue. I think I'm done. Okay, now I need to call this very one inside the button. Let's come in here. Where's my button? There we go. That's the button there. I'm going to say comma, command equals. There we go. Okay, guys, I think it's all done. Let's try it out. Click on run and enter some value in there. Oh, there's an error. Close that. Line 19. I think that's got to do with the amount. Let's close that. Let's look for line 19 right here. Okay, that is correct. Let's come right down here. Yeah, okay. That is the entry widget. Maybe because I enter it this way. Okay, I'm gonna copy this. Yes. Press enter and just paste it there. I think that should fix that. Okay. Right, now run. I think entry doesn't accept it the other way I've done it before. So we'll run it. Let's see. Enter with a value and yeah, look at that. And change it. That's brilliant. Let's go for Canadian. Look at that, guys. This is wonderful. I love it. And this is how you create your own currency converter using Python. So I'm going to exit out and just show you guys the lines of codes one more time. Pay it from the top, guys, and bring it down here. Okay, you might not be able to see this. Let's press down and down again. So you can see all of those codes one more time. Bring it right down and down. And that's all there is to it. So click on run. So please do subscribe to my channel, guys, and you can also join to become a member of the channel. You all have a nice day now, and bye for now, guys. You all have a nice day. Bye.